Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Epimanly gently removes unsightly nose hairs, and because Epimanly takes the hair from the root, you can go longer between trimmings. Epimanly's patented lift and yank action gently lifts and yanks the hair from the root. Epimanly's turbine rotary blades cast a gentle breeze over your face. Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s. Sold at fine stores everywhere.
Epimanly.
Epimanly, for the well-groomed man of the 90s.
Oops. Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host. We're going on a quest for truth together. Here we are again, friends. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. It's Monday, March 9th. Can you believe it? But if you're watching on a different day, it's a different day. How do I know this? Don't ask me. Nobody knows. No clue, Mr. Magoo. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. There you go, and there you have it. Well, I hope you all did have a great, awesome weekend. And I'm feeling a lot better, so that's good. And we gotta go over to Chatlandia, folks, don't we now? And because all of our friends are over there, we gotta go say hi. And there's Catherine Weiss, that's Weiss123. She's one of our Ultramods. She says, hi, Aaron. And she also says, I'll be on YouTube tonight. And she also says, hi, Peggy. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over there on YouTube. Then I said, hi, Kathy, over there on YouTube. There it is there over on YouTube. On the computer version, or the landscape, what do they call it? Thing. And then I said, hi, Weiss123, Kathy, over here on Rumble. And then Peggy Dancer is over there on YouTube, and she says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble. And she gives a heart. All right. And Kathy says, hi, Peggy, over there on YouTube. And then Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer, came over to Rumble and says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123. I'm over here. Excuse me. And look who else is here. Why, it's our good friend, Chronaviewer. Hello, Chronaviewer. And Mrs. Pinkerton. He says, hello, Aaron. Then I said, hi, Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer. Then I said, hi, Chronaviewer. And then Chronaviewer says, hi, Cap 78 Pack. Hi, Truth Quest, Aaron Moriarity. Oops, I forgot to wave the hand. I just noticed I have a message from Andrew Bashago, and I just noticed it right when before I went on air. So I'm not sure what it is. I hope it's good news. Then Cap 78 Pack says, hello, Chronaviewer. And then, look who else is here. Why, it's Skylark74, our longtime friend. He says, greetings, fellow Truth Questers. And then Chronaviewer says, hi, Cap 78 Pack. And then Chronaviewer says, greetings, Skylark74. And then Cap 78 Pack, hi, Skylark74, and a heart. And Skylark says, hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Chronaviewer. Hello, Aaron. Wow. That's a lot of hellos. That's because we got a lot of friends here. And Kathy says, hi, Skylark74. And then Chronaviewer says, Epimanly. Oh, yeah. Kind of like the Epi lady. Just as painful. Just as, maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. Then Catherine Weiss is over there on. Oh, she's on the phone version on YouTube. Portrait. I think that's portrait. So weird. And then Crime Viewer says, we went through a time warp this weekend. You think so? You think we went through a time warp? Oh, yeah. We changed the clocks. You're right. Perfect. Yes, we were. And, I changed my clock on my stove. I had an hour because spring forward, fall back. And later on in the day, it was an hour behind. So what the heck is going on? What's going on here? What the heck is going? I think there was a time warp here, because how can that? My daughter didn't touch it. The kids aren't tall enough to touch it. So I don't know. Could be. Cap 78 Pack says, hope you are feeling better, Aaron. I am feeling a little bit better, as well as the grandkids and Alicia. Well, they had to go to the urgent care, and apparently, I think Evan has an ear infection or something like that. Can an ear infection really make your throat sore and make your sinuses go? I don't know. Thanks, Peggy. Catherine says, hi, Chrono Viewer. And look, we got another friend here, Dakota J6X. Hello, Dakota. And Skylark 74. Yes, the mandatory federal time warp. Right? And Kathy puts this out. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. She's one of our ultra mods. Thanks, Kathy, for putting that out there. Helps the old algo rhythm, the algo beat, and the algo melody. There you go. Helps all the algo things, even the ones we're not aware of. And Cryviewer says, indeed, Skylark. And then Skylark says, it's good to hear from Andrew. I hope he's feeling better. Me too. And Cap 78 Pack says, I got to see my granddaughters and daughter Friday. Still a little sick, but now their daddy is sick. Oops. It's okay. That's how we all get immunities. We share little illnesses. And Peggy Dancer says, I hope Andrew DiBishago is feeling better too. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Peggy. And excuse me, Skylark74 says Michael Sala and had an interview with Randy Kramer on his Exopolitics webcast. Mr. Kramer claims that he was a soldier for the secret Mars colony for 17 years. Yes, I'm very familiar with his story. The story has same similarities to, I'm probably going to say Andrew. But Andrew doesn't believe Randy Kramer, because apparently he talked to Randy Kramer's ex-wife, and also he was just talking like backstage to Randy Kramer, and he was not getting truthful answers. So he might be a liar. I don't know. I used to believe his story. I'm on the fence now because of Andy, but I think Andy's a little bit, I don't know. He's so focused on his own stuff that if anyone mentions anything slightly outside of what he has experienced, he doesn't believe it. And then Jacob Waters is here. Cheers, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you too, buddy. And dinosaurs. Hola. That of Andrew Bishago, but it also has many significant differences. I am never certain who to believe about such fantastic claims, right? Right. You never know. And Cap 78 Pack, my granddad had strep throat and flu and A and B with cough, runny nose, sore throat, and earache. So yes. Oh, okay. I guess it all comes at once, huh? And Kathy says hi to Jacob Waters. Hey, Jacob. And then there's Dinosaurs is saying hi. And Jacob Waters says, yeah, Mr. Kramer is an interesting case. Yes, he is. When I started to disbelieve him, it was when he was talking about, this is many years ago already, about he was on the surface of Mars and there was some, I can't remember if it was insectoids or if it was the reptilians, but he walked up to him, which he wasn't supposed to do, started talking, and which eventually ended up in peace. Oh, I don't know. He's just a soldier. They would have shot him if he did that, even if it had a good outcome. I don't know. I don't know. I sort of lost a little bit. He lost a little credibility in my mind when he claimed, oh, yeah, he's the one responsible for peace between these two warring factions. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. No clue, Mr. Magoo. No clue, Mr. Magoo. And Jacob Waters says, I put him in Macintosh and Macintosh in the same boat. They did a show together with Gary from Faces of Mars. Okay. Oh, granddaughters. Okay. I knew it was grand something you were trying to say. And, well, I think we're all caught up, folks. So we're going to cruise on over to the land of Zuckers, where a Zucker is born every minute. And I'm one every day because I'm on there. Some people say you shouldn't be on there. My dad warned my mother not to go on Facebook because of all the cranks on there. Cranks. So hopefully we can steer clear of the cranks. Don't you think? Oh, let's try and steer clear of those cranks. We don't want to get involved with those cranks. And here we are. There's our thumbnail for tonight. And we're going to be looking at this odd area of space. And it's a strange picture, too, because it's got red and blue. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. What would this look like with the red and blue 3D glasses? I don't have a pair of those. I want to get a pair, but I don't have one right now. And I'd like to see if that looks like some kind of 3D imagery going on there, because it looks like it pretty much is. Wow. It's very, very strange looking. The center part here almost looks like some sort of seashell creature, conch or something, like a cosmic conch. So we'll be looking at that. Strong low tax mom. Let's hear what she has to say. Oh.
They do not want this one leaked. Check it out.
Look, what is cancer exactly?
It's an attack by a parasite, an unusual parasite, which attempts to reproduce its intermediate stages in you. I have to somehow get the word out to the people who are suffering that there is a cure and that it isn't expensive. They can do it themselves and they can be successful. Herbs that kill them all, whether it's the eggs or the redia or the cercaria or myricidia.
These are all the stages.
These are all the complicated little stages. Are a wormwood combination, a ground clove, and the third herb is an extract of the green hull of the black walnut tree. You have to use them together because you have to kill everything at once. Otherwise, one thing turns into the next.
Right, right. How long? How long do you have to take this?
5 days or 6 days.
That's it?
That's it.
And what happened? The parasites are...
Yes. All the parasitic stages are gone. Now, you might think, well, the cancer still goes on, but it doesn't. That was the amazing thing. The good news is that when you kill them, all that growth factor is removed. That excess growth factor is immediately removed.
And so
And the cancer stops.
Listen, we don't move from a place of fear. We move from a place of empowerment, that there is so much that we can do to take back control for our own health, for our family's health. My family and I detox and deworm a couple times a year as preventative. If you have not added that in and you would like more information, comment the word deworm. I will send you our protocol alongside the product we use and trust. And listen, if you love these tips, then follow along with me at Strong Low Tox Mom. And last but not least,
Okay. Thank you, Low Tox Mom. Or Low Tax Mom. I drive stupid people completely insane. He sure does. And he loves it. Oh, he's a happy troll. He's the happy troll. There he is. Oh, this is great. Now, this is awesome. This is great advice this guy got from his dad. Listen to this.
I remember my father saying to me, he said, son, always have something to fall back on. I remember my father saying to me, he said, son, always have something to fall back on.
I really like that. I might have to start carrying a mattress on my back just so I can do that joke. Maybe not. Too funny. So funny. Oh, funny. And the storm has arrived. Put this out. As I relax on my couch with a cup of coffee in my hand, enjoying a peaceful Saturday morning with minimal responsibilities, a 79-year-old President Trump is hosting Latin American leaders and working hard to bring peace to the world. This man is not only a national treasure, but a treasure to the entire world. He really is. He's unstoppable. He's like a troll with a do-good steamroller. Steamrolling all over the place. And what does Lauren Boebert say? She says Lauren Boebert deals a powerful blow to fellow congressmen and women. To all of the members of Congress that voted today to continue to conceal Congress's sexual harassment slush fund, go home and tell your daughters what you've done. Yeah, she dares you because she's going to tell them via the intranet. Did you forget about that one? Another one from Strong Tox Mom. I think it's kind of the same thing. Oh, a 15-year ago memory. This was a gig I did actually several gigs here at Meadow Ridge Resort in Egg Harbor, Wisconsin. And so here it is, a little clip. Uh-oh. That's it. Short little clip. There was one of the owners was filming, and he let me make a copy of. But some of the songs are clipped like that. That's okay. There we are. A mega shock. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen goes full warrior mode, announces immediate Senate push to deploy National Guard at borders and arrest sanctuary city mayors for treasonous obstruction of federal law. Wow. Well, he might be a good pick then, huh? I know that Kristi Noem did a great job, but I think what this guy's talking about's going to, when you start arresting politicians who are really doing Americans wrong, that's when you know something's happening, something positive. because most of them deserve to be in prison. Copper cup. You want to know what a copper cup can do for you? A lot.
This device exposed a £1 trillion industry, and this is a copper cup, which were actually used all throughout the 1800s. Because when you rest water inside copper, the copper mineral is exchanged into the water. And the copper mineral is the master mineral of the human body, essential for your brain, skin, and even your hair health. But also, copper purifies water because it's antibacterial and antimicrobial, which explains why this water looks extremely fresh. Here's where it gets interesting. This water is electrically charged water, and humans are electrical beings which run off of electricity. Therefore, when a person drinks from copper, they are essentially being charged, which is then boosting their frequency. This device exposed a £1 trillion.
I gotta get one of these copper cups. Would it be the same? Could I just use copper tubing and use it like a straw? But how do you clean it? Oh, and hello, Jerry Lahane. Jerry Lahane's in the house. Has Andrew Brishago been on lately? No, it's been quite a while since he's been on. He's recovering right now. I'm not at liberty to say what he's recovering from, but he is recovering. So please keep your prayers going for him. And he also says, like, share, subscribe. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. So get yourself a copper cup, maybe a copper straw. Who knows? Oh, this is Mel Brooks playing Moses, which I don't know, could be the actual really what happened, right? Who knows? Nobody knows. No clue, Mr. Magoo. Well, here it is. Mel Brooks in the 1981 film History of the World Part 1. Mel Brooks portrays Moses. Check this out. I'm sure you've probably seen it, but it's very funny.
Moses, this is the Lord thy God, commanding you to obey my law. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, I hear you. A deaf man could hear you.
What?
Nothing, Ganesh, forget it. Oh, Lord, why have you chosen me? What would you have me do for you?
I shall give you my laws, and you shall take them unto the people.
Yes, Lord!
It's great.
Lord, I shall give these laws unto thy people. Hear me! Oh, hear me! All pay heed! The Lord Jehovah, has given unto you these 15, wait, 10 commandments for all to obey.
Moses, this is the Lord thy God.
15. Maybe that's really what happened. Stranger things have been true. Makes you wonder what those other 5 laws were. So funny. Oh, and well, this is from Kelly Pinkham. Let's watch this.
This act was invoked. It was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI.
Oh my God.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked.
Ilhan Omar. Yeah, way back in World War XI. Yeah, that's how they write World War II. If you had been a citizen or even cared a little bit about America, you would know that the Second World War was the last World War. She's not the sharpest shed in the tool, as BCP would say. And here is where we got our thumbnail from. This is that weird conch-shaped thing in space. Watch this. Cat's Eye Nebula. Isn't that interesting? Interdasting, you might even say. I still would like to take a look at these pictures with red and blue 3D glasses. James Woods, a wretched hive of scum and villery, but in suits. Yeah. Yeah. Very astute. Astute. Rachel Ferris, brave souls protesting to end child trafficking and sexploitation, Nashville, Tennessee. They're starting up again, folks. This is great. Yeah, I did one of these years ago up here in Sturgeon Bay. Our children are not for sale. Save them.
We will not have it!
Hey, with the hero.
Our children not the traffic! There's no excuse! I think this is the light of the world! I know. All of you want to send Paul Bucky. Thank you for saving my life!
Rachel Ferris. Listen to her music. Oh, and here is a father and his daughter talking to the school board. These evil, satanic school board members that will never listen to normal people. But listen to this. This is great.
Do you want a little boy to watch you pee?
No.
Why?
Because it's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate. My 8-year-old daughter knows it's inappropriate, and yet y'all sit there silent, cowards. If a little boy follows my daughter in that bathroom and touches her, you will have a new weather of dangers. This is ridiculous. You're opening up opportunity for problems to happen. You either create a new bathroom for those who are confused, or you send them to the staff bathroom. Very simple problem. There is no problem what people do on their personal level. That is not my business, nor your business, nor anybody's business. That is their choice. But I tell you what, I want to prove that you're all hypocrites. Because each of you ladies, I want you to invite your husbands. And let's go to the bathroom. And I want them to watch me watch you use the bathroom. And let's see if they get mad. Because I bet you'll get mad when I watch your wife. Your husband will get mad when I watch you. Your husband would feel the same as I would about my wife. Now stand up and do something. You're so scared of it's ridiculous. Every single one of you is cowards.
Wow.
Do you want a little boy to watch you pee?
No.
Why?
Because it's inappropriate.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. And here's James O'Keefe. Something's brewing. So keep your eyes open for news from O'Keefe.
We are going to break the biggest story of our career. I always say that because we keep outdoing ourselves. Where are the arrests? They're coming. Oh, they're coming. It's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, it's going to create a constitutional crisis. And stay tuned for that. We're already there. We're already in a constitutional crisis. Yeah, but it's different when you have it on video. Everyone knows that. Ask Nick Shirley. And it's not just me that's going to be involved. We're going to have a small army of other citizen journalists getting the same exact thing. You have to believe it for it to happen. If you believe that there won't be arrests, there won't be arrests. But if you make it happen, if you will it to happen, and if you work towards it happening, there will be arrests. And we're going to make it happen. Because this year, effective in the month of March, we're going to expose the mother. Stay tuned. O'Keefe out.
Sounds promising. Bring it on. Thanks, O'Keefe. You're rocking it. Oh, did you see the White House put this out? Patriots are in control. Where have we heard that before? Oh, yeah. The Q posts like this one. We are at the precipice. Swamp fighting back. Remain calm. We are here for a reason. Patriots in control. Q. It's from September 21st, 2018. And the White House initials this. In case you missed it. In case you missed it. Yeah, in case you missed the Q posts. Patriots are in control. Matt Richardson shared that. Thanks, Matt. Oh, did you see this? Donald Trump put this out. The United Kingdom, our once great ally, maybe the greatest of them all, is finally giving serious thought to sending 2 aircraft carriers to the Middle East. That's okay, Prime Minister Starmer. We don't need them any longer. You waited too long, dude. But we will remember. We don't need people that join wars after they've already won. President Donald J. Trump. And you know that the way he wrote once, if you look that up, it means once, like the one time in ever, like the one time ever that they helped us. Okay. They're not much of an ally then, are they? No. They're still taxing us through the IRS, I believe. Okay, anti-parasitic medications that have been researched for cancer treatment. Ivermectin inhibits cancer cell signaling. This is for entertainment purposes only. Mebendazole, say that 5 times fast, disrupts tumor microtubules. We don't like those microtubules. Let's see. Well, let's just play it. Maybe he'll say it on here. Let's read it. You may have heard of them. It's funny how that stuff is not getting knocked off anymore. Let's check this out. Super toxic, too.
Elastic bubble plastic. Super elastic bubble plastic. Super elastic bubble plastic. Fantastic! Just squeeze it out and blow it up. It's lots of fun. Play games. Create new shapes. Enjoy super elastic bubble plastic anywhere, everywhere. They're beautiful. Super elastic bubble plastic comes with blowing straw. From Whammo. Elastic bubble plastic.
Yeah, we had these.
Super elastic bubble plastic.
And the smell, the toxic smell, it's like some kind of toxic sludge. And they only stay like puffy for like 2 minutes, and then they kind of shrivel up. And the smell, it's a very toxic, very chemical smell. Super elastic bubble plastic. Don't inhale. Don't inhale. I think they still have this on the market, but not from an American toy company, because American toy companies have to follow all the safety rules. Foreign toy companies don't. That's why I don't buy foreign toys. They don't follow our safety rules. Isn't that weird? Why would that be? Why would that be? Oh, you ever driven a Model T Ford? Well, if you're going four-wheeling, you might actually need one of these. Look at this, except for climbing.
A Model T is an incredible off-roader. This is a course that many new vehicles struggle with, but the suspension of a Model T is designed to flex like a spider, meaning regardless of the terrain, the wheels always stay on the ground.
That's one of the strangest things I've ever felt. As the suspension flexes, so does the body. So the hood goes one way, and then the cab goes the other. It's so weird.
The only issue is that with just 20 horsepower and only 2 gears, climbing steep hills can be a challenge. And even though these cars look pretty fragile, they are amazingly strong. Old Henry used something called vanadium steel when building the Model T, and that means they are very robust. And it also means you'll almost never see a fully rusted out Model T. Pretty cool. A Model T is an incredible off-roader. This is a course that many new vehicles struggle with, but the suspension of a Model T is designed to flex like a spider, meaning regardless of the terrain, the wheels always stay on the ground.
That's one of the strangest things I've ever felt. As the suspension flexes, so does the body. So the hood goes one way, and then the cab goes the other. It's so weird.
The only issue is that with just 20 horsepower and only 2 gears, climbing steep hills can be a challenge.
Oh no. Also, the Model Ts rarely ever rusted because the metal was treated with palladium, which stops rust. What? They knew about that back then? Wow. Palladium. Doesn't that make it radioactive then? No clue, Mr. Magoo. No clue. There you go. And the man who knew about UFOs is missing. Do you hear about this? Yesterday, a retired Major General William Neal McCasland, the former commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, the base historically linked to crashed wreckage and bodies, perhaps. Yeah, he's gone. Nobody knows where he went. According to the Berlinello County Sheriff's Office, McCasland walked out of his Albuquerque home without his phone, his watch, or a known direction of travel. Well, maybe an alien came and picked him up because they don't want him to spill the beans. Or maybe the men in black got to him. He's retired. He's just a liability. He was talking to people, but he wasn't spilling anything yet. See, don't give them an opportunity to kill you before you tell them the whole story. Tell the whole story first. Then they'll have to try and get you. And Cap 78 Pack says, isn't that what Andrew's dad injected him to prevent radiation poisoning, Aaron? I think so. I think that is. I thought that too. If not, it's something that sounds very similar. His behavior suggested he wanted to get lost, or maybe somebody else wanted him to, and he was nervous about it. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? No clue, Mr. Magoo. Oh, I guess there's a lot of parasite things out there. Here is a storm. You know, after I posted this, I thought, wait a minute, is this real or is it AI? You just don't know these days, folks, but here it is. What say you? So these are sprites. Now, these are incredibly rare. So rare they can rarely even photograph them. So that makes me think, is this real? Of course, the sky is constantly being filmed all the time. So no clue, Mr. Magoo. No clue. And look at this little squirrel. Watch what he does with this. I think it's an almond. He hid it in her hair. He hid it in her hair. Wow. Wow. That's interesting. Oh, you want to hear some music partially created by a dog? Here you go.
Who needs hands? Who needs a band? He got the tail, he got the jam. Who needs hands? Who needs a band? He got a tail, he got the jam. Tail go left,
Isn't that cool? Doggone cool, I'd say. And what's this? Save the Children protest has now started at Hollywood Boulevard. Another one. They're ramping up again. This is great.
These pedophiles have to go. Pedophiles have got to go. Pedophiles have got to go. These pedophiles have got to go. These pedophiles have got to go.
Finally, a chant that actually makes sense. It's usually a leftard with some stupid chant that doesn't really mean much that they're paid to say. These people are, you can tell it's from the heart. They're all handmade signs. More of a grassroots effort, you might say. The elites are cannibals. Yes, they certainly are. And it's pretty disgusting.
Mel Gibson just dropped the hammer. Death penalty for elite pedophiles on Hollywood cannibals, named in the unredacted Epstein file. His team has been ripping through those 3.5 million pages of DOJ hellfire. Videos, manifests, proof that won't be buried anymore. And the verdict is in. Ellen DeGeneres, mad, bad, and extremely dangerous. A key player in Hollywood's darkest circle. Her and every conspirator shielding these monsters. They face justice now, or the whole rotten system survives. The elites are cannibals, not metaphorically, literally. The Epstein files didn't just expose flights and parties, they exposed menus, cannibal diets, human meat, child meat, sourced, shipped, and served at private retreats where the most powerful names on the planet gathered to stay young, stay powerful, and renew their contracts with the devil. This isn't a story from ancient Babylon or the fall of the Mayan Empire. This is 2026. This is now. And according to Mel Gibson, the warnings he's been sounding for years are being ignored. He's not whispering anymore. He's furious. Hollywood is infested with pedophiles and cannibals. It's time to get serious about cleaning out the trash and ending the epidemic.
And they deserve to burn in hell. And people say, oh, Bertie, you don't want to hang those people. The hell I don't. Bring them out to the farm. We'll take care of them. And I am not kidding you.
Mel Gibson just dropped the hammer. Death penalty.
Hang 'em high. Hang 'em high. Look at this. In Chile, a grieving man, drunk, sneaks into a zoo and falls asleep among bears. He was distraught because he lost his longtime dog, passed away, and he got really drunk, snuck into a zoo and somehow got into the bear enclosure and just snuggled up with some bears and slept. Looks like they totally accepted him. Isn't that cool? Wow. Of course, oops. Sorry about that. I don't know. Is there a way to put messages on hold while you're doing a show? I'm not sure. Tim Walz was first elected in 2018. What do you notice about these numbers ever since he took office as the governor of Minnesota? Let's see, 2017. Okay, he wasn't there yet. Dollars reimbursed, 1 million, 1.09 million, almost 2 million. And 1 year later, 6 million. Okay. 2019, 20 million, 38 million. It goes up and up to 2024, 343 million in Medicare funding retribution. There you go. There it is. And there you have it. Dear feminist, Trump just freed the most oppressed women on the planet, on planet Earth. And you hated it, Antonio Brown. I don't know who Antonio Brown is, but I like what he said there. Lance videos. Muslim shoots up a bar in Austin, Texas. Muslim lights Molotov cocktail to throw at Christians in New York City. Muslim throws nail bomb at Christians in New York City. Muslim tries to bomb passenger plane from Nashville to Fort Lauderdale this week. Muslims, why do people hate us? Well, there you go. That's why. And Wolfie says it's not the Muslims. Well, yeah, it is too. It's the trans, let alone the 8% of the population that commits 50% of our crime already. True. That's true. Oh, here's a 3-year memory on Facebook. So I created this meme 3 years ago. We're tired of your lies. Chuck you, Schumer. Chuck you. That's why I think his middle name is you. Chuck you, Schumer. Oh, and did you have, when you were a kid, if you were a kid when I was a kid, a long time ago, did you have a Viewmaster? Did you have a Flintstones Viewmaster? Because they had to sculpt these 3D images to get a 3D look. And it's just fantastic. I'm just amazed at how they were able to translate that very strange drawings into 3D. Very good. And magical, too. Magical. Citizens petition filed with FDA demand HCQ and ivermectin be made available over counter. Yes. No more under the counter. Over the counter. That's right. If tolerance means the end of Western civilization, then we cannot be tolerant. That's right. Elon Musk. He's a pretty based guy. Oh, and this is from Anthony Brock. Abduction denied. Oh, let's abduct this Earth creature. Nope, he ain't having it. Just ask Anthony Brock. Representative Brandon Gill introduces bill to block Somali immigration to the U.S. for 25 years. And I do support that. Look at this interesting thing here. Tom Spina Designs. Distant Cousins, a revealing look at the stop-motion armature used in the 70s and 80s television commercials, courtesy of Harry Walton. So, do you remember the old hamburger helper commercials where this thing would be like talking to you and walking around? It was claymation, but underneath the, I don't know, the foam or the clay was this metal armature so they could move it around. Isn't that cool? It's probably foam. Maybe the mouth is clay so they can move it. Isn't that interesting? Looks a lot like Arnold Schwarzenegger's hand in Terminator 2. Oh, hamburger helper. A striking view of Jupiter captured by NASA's Juno and Cassini spacecraft, combining observations from 2 missions to reveal the planet's immense scale, swirling clouds, and powerful storms in remarkable detail. Look at that. There's a big red spot. I think you're looking from the top, maybe from the north or from the south. I'm not sure. Interesting. I like it. Here's Ronald Reagan. Let's hear what he has to say.
An evangelical minister and a politician arrived at Heaven's Gate one day together. And St. Peter, after doing all the necessary formalities, took them in hand to show them where their quarters would be. And he took them to a small single room with a bed, a chair, and a table, and said this was for the clergyman. And the politician was a little worried about what might be in store for him. And he couldn't believe it then when St. Peter stopped in front of a beautiful mansion with lovely grounds, many servants, and told him that these would be his quarters. And he couldn't help but ask. He said, but wait, how? There's something wrong. How do I get this mansion while that good and holy man only gets a single room? And St. Peter said, you have to understand how things are up here. We got thousands and thousands of clergy. You're the first politician who ever made it. And evangelical.
Isn't that good? He was hilarious. Ronald Reagan was very funny. Oh my. I don't think I even realized that back when he was president. I wish we would have had social media back then. I think he would have been a much more popular president. How should you talk to friends and relatives who believe conspiracy theories? Hey, bro, you were right about everything. I'm sorry. That's how you speak to them. Honestly. Even pronounce those cursed silent letters. Hey, America, what do we ever do to you? Well, there's some things right there that you might want to take a look at. Short memory. Coming soon, Buc-ee's. Yeah, right where his palace was. There you go. British citizens politely ask if they can be liberated from radical Islam next. Yes. Who had liberals siding with the Ayatollah and the Iranian regime? Literally everyone. Yeah. Because they're not pro-America, that's for sure. If Bill Gates is willing to sneak drugs into his wife, Melinda, just imagine what he's willing to sneak into vaccines for perfect strangers or imperfect strangers. Thanks, Margie Long. In my generation, we all shared the same scar. Yeah. And I remember I was in second grade when I got that shot. And it's 7 shots at once. And they had lined us all up at the front of the classroom. When it gave us all, this man came, a couple of dudes, and gave us those shots. Man, at school, parents weren't anywhere around. That can't be legal. Can't be legal. You hear about this? This is great. Florida man claims he was kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build an underwater city. Of course he was. Happens all the time. Why? But every Wednesday it happens. These bottlenose dolphins, they'll surround. He was surrounded by them. Oh gosh, it's so funny. It is so incredibly funny from Corn Pop. Do you believe this? And then Florida sheriff clarifies, no dolphins kidnapped anyone to build an underwater city. Did you check? Did you go down? Did you put your snorkel on and go look over there? No, you didn't. So I don't think you should comment. Those dolphins are pretty darn smart, and they could probably get someone to build them an underwater city. So just saying. Yeah, cover up, done underwater city. Yeah, dolphins and underwater city. The big cover up. Funny, the sheriff had to clarify that. Makes me believe it more. Me too, right? Instantly. He doesn't look wet to me. They found him on the beach, and he was all sunburned. He was drawing out the schematics of this in the wet sand of this elaborate underwater city. And when they analyzed him, he had traces of seawater in his lungs, and he had other kind of like coral and stuff in his hands or embedded in his fingers or something, like he was working with coral. So yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's very funny. It's funny, interesting. 1910 Rockefeller funds medical schools. 2020 natural remedies labeled quackery. Seems like we already saw that. And here is that massive ship, 3-mile-long ship on the moon. Knowledge is Power put this out. And look at that thing there. Of course, Apollo 20 went up to look at it. And actually, they found that woman's body in a triangle-shaped, much smaller craft near this. So it was like a near it, very near to it. But it's a 3-mile-long thing. So those typical moon landings back in... Oh. Hello?
The chat is on the screen.
I saw that. I took it off already. Thank you, Kathy.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, how do you like that? The bat phone. Got to use the bat phone tonight. Oh. Me. Anyone telling me to move on from crimes against children? Yeah. Nope. Sorry. Childhood is sacred. You destroy a childhood, you destroy a life, an entire life. You destroy any kind of happiness they can have. So yeah, crimes against children. It's unforgivable. Unforgivable. As a child, AOC looked like Chaka from Land of the Lost. Oh, she is Chaka. Look at that. Wow. She found her kin. Cro-Magnon. Look at that. Actually, it's like AOC has a much more ape-like nose than Chaka. Otherwise, very similar. Chaka has that more pronounced brow. But there you go. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Trump.
These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. We're lucky we have a country with people like this. Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They want to cheat, they have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it.
There you go. Here is Pat McDonald. He's a local legend here. He was one half of the band Timbuk 3 that did the big hit in 1985, #1 hit, The Future's So Bright, I Gotta Wear Shades, which was actually about a nuclear holocaust. Here he is at the Tambourine Lounge. Every Thursday, he does a show up there.
There she stands by the door, eyes all red, hair all tangled, in a little house in a big old town. A tiny man in her pants. I don't want to drown. I don't want to wither, babe.
Pat McDonald. They have writers' night every Thursday where people can go and tell jokes or sing. Oh, does it ever flood near you? And when it does, do you ever take your catfish for a walk like this guy does?
Anyone else ever just take their pet catfish out for a walk when it floods? Anyone else ever just take their pet catfish out for a walk when it floods?
Can't say that I have. I don't know if you're going to get too many people saying that, yeah, that's every second Wednesday when it floods, we go out there with our catfish and walk them all the time. Secrets of Sound, Harmonic Hacks from this guy here. Let's check this out. Oh.
way ahead of everybody else. Any vibration can fit in a trumpet, but only certain ones fit perfectly. Those are the harmonics of the trumpet. The notes on a scale are the ones that fit perfectly in the trumpet or whatever instrument you're playing. When the notes fit inside each other perfectly, those are chords. This makes up a harmonic series, and it gets easier after this. The tone you're hearing out of your speaker right now is right here. It is the sum of these three harmonic tones that we call notes. Harmonic tones produce these things. That is the result of sprinkling sand over a metal plate and then playing a certain frequency through that metal plate. Harmonic tones make patterns in the sand. Tones that aren't harmonic create chaos in the sand. But that's just one dimension of what's actually going on. The generator from earlier is not showing you what's actually going on in 3D. Each frequency creates peaks and valleys as the frequency interferes with itself on the plate. When the sound interferes constructively, then you have a peak. When it interferes destructively, you create a valley. That's where the sand sits. If we get a little extravagant with the movement, it starts to look like a piece of paper, but this is actually what's going on with the metal. Too much movement would just bounce the sand right off the plate. You may recognize the complex patterns as we move up in frequency. Borobudur is the largest cymatic pattern in the world. But my buddy Fab discovered that the Sri Yantra can be mapped to a frequency. Temple chambers create a sonic envelope inside that's often marked by a cymatic flower on the walls. Why? Humans have known that sound creates experience forever. Understanding the specific frequencies can elicit a feeling or an emotion. The nerve you hear with is connected to every system in the body, which makes sound and harmonics the most effective way to drive an experience here.
Interesting. That's probably why songs are so memorable.
If you
Interesting, huh? Oh, and here's Harriet. Harriet sings, and she's got that Karen Carpenter voice. Check her out.
Such a feeling's coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eyes, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream. Hi everyone. I'm so excited to be coming back on tour to the USA in April. We're coming to Decatur, St. Charles, and Des Plaines in Illinois. We're coming to Green Bay, Wisconsin, Akron, and Cincinnati, Ohio. And we're finishing off in Plainfield, Indiana. Tickets are on sale now. Several shows are very, very close to being sold out. Please go and get them while you can. Ticket link in my profile.
There it is. There she is. And a rescue dog recently refused to get into police car. Really?
Refused to get into a police car, and that decision ended up saving her owner's life. When Deputy Colton Wright found 13-year-old Gita standing in the middle of a remote Washington road with no people or houses in sight, he tried everything to get her to safety. But she wouldn't budge, and she wouldn't let him pick her up. Instead, she kept looking at him and then turning her head in the other direction, like she wanted him to come with her. When she took off running, the deputy followed, with Gita continuously looking back to make sure he was keeping up. She led him down an unmarked path to a small summer cabin, where they found her 84-year-old owner, Keith, lying on the ground yelling for help.
Your dog was down by the road, got my attention, got me up here.
Thank you. She's my best friend.
Keith had fallen and injured his hip while taking Gita out 6.5 hours earlier, with Gita lying next to him trying to comfort him for most of that time. After several hours, as hopelessness started to set in, Keith says he asked Gita to go find help, thinking he was just indulging himself. But to his surprise, she seemed to completely understand, and she took off with a mission. Thanks to her intelligence and determination, Keith was rushed to the hospital in time for a successful surgery. Throughout his recovery, Gita was able to visit regularly, and Keith has never been more thankful for his best friend. This man is still alive today because his dog gave him CPR, even though he was never trained to do so. Darren woke up one night at 1 a.m. feeling dizzy and unwell, so he decided to go downstairs and make himself some coffee. But when he got to the bottom step, everything went black. He was having a massive heart attack known as a widowmaker, which is often fatal. The next thing Darren remembers is briefly regaining consciousness 3 hours later at 4 a.m. with his 1-year-old golden Retriever Husky mix jumping on his chest. When Darren woke up in that moment, Bear sprinted upstairs and started howling and jumping on Darren's wife, Janice. Janice quickly realized that her husband wasn't in bed, followed Bear downstairs to find Darren on the ground, and quickly called paramedics. Darren was transported to the hospital where he underwent triple bypass surgery, saving his life. His chest was covered with paw print marks, and doctors said that without chest compressions to keep his blood flowing, Darren may not have made it more than 10 minutes after his collapse. That means that Bear's jumping is likely what kept Darren alive, and Bear kept it up for the entire 3 hours before Darren regained consciousness. When Darren returned home, he said that Bear jumped into his arms and he just broke down crying, hugging his dog, who has now earned the nickname Hero Puppy. This dog ran into oncoming traffic to save her human's life when she collapsed during their daily walk. Haley takes Clover, a Maremma mix, on a walk every single day, and she was taking her normal neighborhood route when she suddenly collapsed to the ground. Haley was having a seizure, and Clover immediately sprang into action. In the footage from a neighbor's security camera, you can see one car drive by, and it almost looks like in that moment, Clover had an idea. Haley was still holding Clover's leash, so she took a moment to free herself. And then, when another car came around the corner, Clover placed herself right in front of it, staring directly at the driver to flag down help. The driver of that car was a man named Dryden, and seeing what was going on, he sprung right into action too, going straight to Haley to check on her. He began talking to her, trying to tell her that help was there, and then he quickly ran up to the nearest house's front door and rang the doorbell in order to get additional help. That homeowner quickly called paramedics while Dryden focused on Haley, and Clover still didn't think her job was done. While Dryden and Danielle helped Haley, she ran back home. Haley's sister Riley came to the door to find Clover alone and followed her back to Haley, where she was able to be with her sister until paramedics arrived. Thanks to Clover and fast-acting neighbors, Haley got the care she needed in time. And after a few days in the hospital, she went home and she's doing well. Her family is endlessly grateful for Clover.
Isn't that interesting? Oh, here's Anthony Brock. Who's the boss? Round 46, Dr. Seuss.
46. Comments think Dr. Seuss story time is the ticket. Let's see who's boss. There once was a goat who would never be wise. He had ugly little horns and... I do not like this goat who rams. I do not like him. Damn, oh damn. What's next? 46. Comments think Dr. Seuss story time is...
He's getting pretty disillusioned with his comments, isn't he? So funny. Wanted. A man has been stealing wheels off of police cars. This is serious business. Police are working tirelessly to catch him. They don't have a choice. Oh, but I bet the thief is pretty tired. Yeah, look at that. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And, oh yeah, Biden's military, Trump's military. When the Democrats investigate Trump for over 6 years and the only thing they uncover is their own crimes, yes. Well, gosh, is something coming up here? Something coming up. Oh, here's some. Oh, did you see this? Anonymous post over on 4chan back in September, 5th of September, 2019. 9 to 10 million Americans will be killed during 2020, 2021 in some kind of major event. Don't ask me how I know this. Then he also says, someone asks, no, I'm operative. He's an operative. And then he also says, do not accept any vaccines that will be released for a deadly virus in the winter of 2020. He said that again in September 5th, 2019. So is that, well, you can find some truth there, but you got to filter through all the lies too. Marco Rubio's family fled to flee communism in Cuba and once relied on food stamps. His dad was a bartender. His mom was a maid. At 18, he became the first in his family to go to college. He won a shock election for Senate at 39 years old and is now the best Secretary of State in history. Yes, he is. Flu shots now have to prove that they really help people, help to stop the thing. Yep, that's true. Oh, did you see this? NASA scientist claims to have seen 7-foot-tall alien extraterrestrials described as tall, black, and human-like. Interesting. A NASA scientist. Well, do they say who it is? They don't say who it is. Yeah, well, you know. Oh, Margie Long thinks it looks like Rick James. Maybe it is. Me, who knows? No clue, Mr. Magoo. Oh, this is something we've looked at before, I believe. Oh, this is great. At the very moment when Yoko Ono starts screeching into the microphone while John Lennon and Chuck Berry are performing on the Mike Douglas show in 1972. The video of this is so humorous. His eyes just bulge out like, what is that? Why is she allowed to sing with a voice like that? I don't know. And this is a 5-year memory. March 7th, 2021. That's when we had Andrew DiBasciago, The Quest for Truth with Andrew DiBasciago. And at that time, we were doing every Sunday from 1 to 3. And gosh, hopefully we can do another show soon. Hopefully we can do one soon. That would be great. Yep, that's that. Oh, and more copper information. This is a copper tongue scraper. Barred by dentistry because it just helps your teeth too, I guess.
This device exposed a $1 trillion industry, and this is a copper tongue scraper which was actually used all throughout the 1800s until it was removed by the Rockefellers from the dental industry because they found that copper was so antibacterial that no bacteria would survive in an individual's mouth, which then nearly put the $1 trillion dental industry out of business. But they also found that when you glide copper in your mouth, copper ions are exchanged into your mouth, which are charge, and humans are electrical beings which run off of electricity. Therefore, they found that by using copper tongue scrapers, one can enhance their frequency, which would then instantaneously heal that individual, which then perfectly explains why they tell us copper is toxic and why all of the tongue scrapers today are made from stainless steel. This device exposed a $1 trillion.
How do you like that? Oh, here's a good warning about candy.
Candy like this shouldn't contain rat poison, should it? But a new study out of Florida tested 46 of these different candies and found that 28 of them did. One of the worst offenders, Jolly Rancher Sour Apple. If your kid eats just 6 of these, it would exceed their yearly limit of exposure to arsenic, which is a known neurotoxin. It also causes brain damage, a lower IQ, and increased cancer risks. And it even gets worse with Nerds candy. This little box probably has about 400 pieces. If your kid eats about 96 of them, according to the study, it would be exceeding their yearly limit for arsenic exposure. A little better, but still crazy toxic are these gummy clusters, where they'll have to consume 24 of these things to exceed again that yearly limit of that brain damaging toxin, arsenic. It wasn't all Jolly Ranchers and Nerds that tested so extremely high for this neurotoxin, so I put the full list in the caption for you. Candy like this shouldn't contain rat poison, should it? But a new study...
Wow. It's all crap, folks. Make your own fudge. Don't buy that candy crap. Okay, who had one? Wait a minute.
If you want this much room, as well as a smooth and stable ride, and really believe you'll only get it in a bigger car, you're in for a pleasant surprise. Because now you can get that room and ride in the first wide small car, the AMC Pacer. That may explain why more than half the people buying the Pacer are trading in bigger cars for it. They've discovered they didn't need most of their big car anyway.
I owned a 1972 or 74 Cadillac Coupe de Ville or Sedan de Ville. Almost all of the features except the electric antenna. And then my next car was a Pacer, 75 Pacer. And there was way more room in the Pacer, more headroom, more width, more leg room, more room all around. It was a fantastic car. It was indeed a fantastic car. Oh. Double talking, baby. Do we get time for that? I think we better cruise on over to X because it's getting late. It's getting late, folks. We gotta get. Oh. All right, here we go. There we are over there on X. On my little show over here. 7:42. Can you believe it? Oh. Huge. President Trump takes the fight to the Supreme Court to overturn the ridiculous politically motivated ruling that smeared him with sexual abuse over E. Jean Carroll's hoax. Oh, good. Isn't it weird how in this picture, Clarence Thomas turns into a white dude when he stands up? What's that all about? Is he the only one that changes? Is that just the lighting? No, that's weird. That is weird. CIA faces backlash after hidden document with potential cure for cancer is declassified after 60 years. We looked at this, remember? And yeah, that tumors are actually parasite infestations. Breaking, President Trump says the FBI has secretly seized Maricopa County, Arizona election records as a voting investigation expands. This is huge. Maricopa is a fraud hotbed with rampant voter irregularities. So yeah, it's Carrie Lake won that. She should be governor there. Corrupt and totally Trump-deranged Lisa Monaco, purported pawn of legal lightweight Andrew Weissman, was a senior national security aide under Barack Insane Obama and a lawfare and weaponization-obsessed deputy attorney general under crooked Joe Biden and Lisa's puppet boss, Attorney General Merrick Garland, who are all the architects of the worst ever deep state conspiracies against our country. Russia, and the January 6th hoax. So he's, he's telling her to get, he's telling, where is she working? She works at Facebook, I think. He wants her to get fired. Oh, here's Q from, remember Star Trek Next Generation? This is the guy who played Q. Listen to what he's saying. Is this AI?
If you can't take a little too much winning, maybe you ought to go back to Reddit and crawl into politics. It's not safe out here. It's wondrous, with memes to satiate desires both spicy and dank. But it's not for the normies. Love Q. Trust the plan. If you can't take a little too much winning.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Trump is going to bring freedom all across the globe. Breaking, massive protests against the Cuban regime have broken out. The communists are falling. As Democrats attacked President Trump during the Reverend Jesse Jackson's funeral, they all just so happened to not show this 1999 video of Jackson praising Trump, always helping the black community.
And I want to bring forth a friend who, when we opened this Wall Street project and we talked about it, He gave us space at 40 Wall Street, which was to make a statement about our having a presence there. And beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. And many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid. He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. Who's an effective builder of building the builder of people. Last year, he was a part of our workshop, of our panel workshop on what are the challenges and opportunities. And so a year later, Donald Trump, for a few minutes, challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
Well, it is an honor to be here, and I was with Jesse last year, and we had a lot of fun, and it was a little different. Jesse started off by saying, most of the wealth in this country is in the hands of a few. And I thought to myself, is that a bad thing? What's wrong with that, Jesse? And he said, listen, I want some office space in your building on Wall Street, because the wall on wall will fall. And I said, it's okay, Jesse, I'll make a good deal with you. I'll get you some space. You'll pay about $40 a foot. And he said, no. I don't want to pay 40. I said, how about 30? No. It was the cheapest deal I ever made in the history of 40 Wall Street. Is that right? He got it for nothing. He's a very tough negotiator. You know that, right? He's a terrific guy. We love him, and I'm here for him. And I will tell you, a large percentage of the people, and especially in construction, that are building these great jobs are Black and minorities, and I'm very proud of it. We have close to 25%, and I think the number's going up, and they do a great job. There are no better builders than we have in New York, and a big percentage of that is Black and minority folks.
There you go. Worst racist ever.
Specifically in blue states. This is our way to tell the Democrats, if you don't stand with us, we're not going to stand with you. While President Donald Trump is helping Iranian people to take down Islamic regime, who is a threat to the world, not only Iranian people, who killed 40,000 of Iranian people in 2 days of protest, hanged many people. While President Donald Trump is trying to help Iranian people to eliminate this bloody regime, who is a threat to America too, because for many years they said death to America. The ideology is to destroy America. And they even tried an attempt to assassinate President Donald Trump. Democrats, on the other hand, is not standing with the Iranian people. They're standing against Iranian people's interests. They're trying to attack Donald Trump and try to stop him. So if you're an Iranian who lives in America, that's your job to change your registration. And if you haven't been registered anywhere, I will write it in caption how you can do that. Register yourself as a Republican, specifically in blue states, to show them that we have power. We're standing with President Donald Trump because he's doing the right thing. He's seeing the future. He sees that Islamic regime is a threat to America too. And that's so funny because Democrats don't want to even acknowledge that President Donald Trump just helped eliminate one of the biggest dictators in history. They don't want to give a credit to him. It's okay. We Iranian people should stand with President Donald Trump because he's doing the right thing. Even if you're not Iranian and you understand what I'm saying, go ahead and change your registration from Democrats to Republican. I'm asking all the content creators, please make a video like this, ask your followers to do so. Love you guys. Iran is going to be free and the world is going to be a better place with the help of President Donald Trump.
It is. I like that. I like it a lot. This is funny. This is funny.
This statement from the administration: the president had the constitutional authority to direct the use of military force because he could reasonably determine that such use of force was in the national interest. That's too vague for you?
Totally vague.
Okay, because that's from Obama about Libya.
Well,
gotcha. We gotcha. Among American-born New Yorkers, Andrew Cuomo got 40% of the vote. Zoran Mondami, 31%. Curtis Swilla, 25%. Among foreign-born New Yorkers, Zoran Mondami, 62%. See, there's the thing. It's the foreigners that are dictating who's there. Isn't that sick? Dolphin Gate. Oh, here's some more on the Dolphin Gate. Oh, good. We needed this.
Hollowell of Cape Coral was found on the Sanibel Causeway at like 5:30 in the morning, drawing blueprints in the sand, disoriented, sunburned, and all that. When questioned by authorities, he said he had been kidnapped by dolphins. He was swimming around. There were dolphins around. They kind of swam around him, took him underwater. Gerald was the lead one. He had him help build this like whole city. It's Florida. Everybody thought this guy was on drugs or drunk or something. He was released from the hospital. Get this. First off, he has a degree from MIT. He worked a decade at Lockheed Martin. Interesting. He specialized in advanced composite materials and submersible vehicles designs for deep sea explorations. Maybe he knew what he was doing, but it gets friggin' crazier. A routine X-ray and fluid analysis revealed trace amounts of Gulf seawater in his lungs, specifically saline levels matching samples from 30 to 50 feet offshore with microscopic marine particles like diatoms and plankton residue. The attending pulmonologist stated in a summary, this isn't consistent with a brief drowning or aspiration from swimming. It's as if his respiratory system was exposed to seawater for an extended period, yet without the expected inflammation or damage. We're consulting marine biologists for further insight, but it's puzzling. When I first saw this, because I live right near Sanibel Island, this is right in my backyard, I was like, okay, I am on X all the time. I bet I can find somebody to help me see if anything this guy says is true or whatever. And then I read all this, and I'm like, what the is going on? Like, can we get that LiDAR stuff or whatever where you can go? Because apparently his blueprints in the sand were detailed enough to be concerning. It had appeared to be condos, a town square, and a rec center. I don't even know what to say. It's 2026. He did announce he's been tapped to head a new satellite office for an undisclosed aerospace firm in Fort Myers. So maybe this is just like some advertising. I mean, you have all the CEOs of burger companies that are now eating their hamburgers. So maybe this is to get everybody's interest in whatever this new company is in Fort Myers. But what say you? It's 2026. Do I really believe that this guy was kidnapped by dolphins, helped build a city for the dolphins underneath the Gulf? My brain says there's no effing way. But it's 2026. And a lot of things that I said no way to for most of my 60 years, I'm now like, well, it looks like that may be true. So let's say, let me know in the comments. This is just the craziest story. I don't know. Who is this guy? Ricky Hollowell? Ricky James Hollowell. He's 33. So if you know anything about this character, let me know. What are your thoughts? Happy effing Friday.
An Operation Shutdown's in the house. Hello there, Operation Shutdown. That's Dolphin Gate. Yeah. Was it? James Rohrback's in the house too. He's never heard of this. We talked about it earlier in the show, but didn't have any depth of the story like this one had. So that's good. That was put out by Patriot as a Mother. And look at this. Wildlife Wonders. Send this to someone and say nothing. Listen to this. Oh, come on.
Full of sack. Full of sack.
It's too funny. Trump to Thune and Cornyn. I want Save America Act on my desk before endorsement in Texas race. There you go. J.K. Rowling put this out. Stephen Ireland, who targeted me with endless abuse on here because I oppose the chemical castration of children and the removal of protected spaces for women and girls, has just been sentenced to 30 years in jail for child rape. Yeah, all of these pro-trans people are pretty sick people. Very sick. And this kid is a hero, but Roblox is evil, and he's getting sued by them because he's helped 6 pedophiles get caught, and they're going after him instead of the pedophiles.
I have just gotten a legal complaint from Roblox. I'm not even joking. They have sent a cease and desist letter to me, and they've gone ahead and banned every account I own. And you might be wondering, what heinous crime did you commit to possibly deserve that? Well, what I did was get predators arrested on their platform. Actually, 6 of them. I got 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Some of them, the crimes are so heinous, I can't even say here on TikTok or wherever this is going. And the thing that's crazy about it is that that Roblox has taken a more firm action against me, a person getting these people arrested, a person that law enforcement has made public statements saying that they are glad when people like me go ahead and give them information so that they can arrest these people. Roblox has sent me the cease and desist letter, not these predators. That is absolutely insane. And the other thing that's crazy about this is Roblox itself. It is a predator haven. There are games on Roblox like XYZ Public Bathroom Simulator. That's about 7 million visits, and the whole premise of the game is showering together with kids. That is the whole game. If you join it, you're going to see predators. You're going to see naked avatars. You're going to see people peeing and all this sort of weird stuff. If I was a parent and I saw that, I would be outraged. I would be totally outraged. And parents aren't aware of this, and it's so sad. I get emails from kids daily about all the horrible stuff that they're exposed to.
Isn't that just disgusting? How can that platform exist? There has to be people allowing it to happen. I mean, I just think, you know what? They should remove all smut from the internet and get AI to do it. It could be constantly crawling and getting rid of all of it. But yeah, good for him. Oh, this is good. Never skip low quality videos.
About a couple.
Okay, where's the restart? This is good.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. So there's a story about a couple from Minnesota, and they were experiencing a very cold and dreary winter. And so they decided, well, why don't we come down to Florida to experience some good weather? And they said, well, why don't we see if we can stay at the hotel where we honeymooned 20 years earlier? So they made the arrangements. The only little hiccup was the fact that they couldn't get on the same flight. And so they agreed that the husband was going to travel down to Florida on Thursday, and then on the next day, on Friday, the wife would follow. And so the husband arrives safely. He goes to the hotel, he checks in, and he decides to send his wife an email letting her know that he arrived safely. Well, he inadvertently made a very small mistake. He left out a letter in her email address. So this email went to somebody else. Now, the recipient of the email was a woman in Houston, Texas, who earlier that morning had buried her husband. What? Her husband was a minister. And in the evening, she said, well, let me check my email because I'm expecting that some friends and family who were not able to attend the funeral might be sending me some words of condolence and encouragement. Well, needless to say, when she opened up the first email, she fainted. And her son ran into the room to discover she was okay. But he looked at the computer screen, and this is the email that he found. To my loving wife, I've arrived. I know you're surprised to hear from me. They have computers here now, and you are allowed to send emails to your loved ones. I've just arrived and been checked in. I see that everything has been prepared for your arrival tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you then. Hope your journey is as uneventful as mine was. P.S. It sure is hot down here.
That's perfect. That's pretty good. I like that. I totally like that. Oh, look, this guy's going to freeze his hair. Oh, I think we can skip it. This is better. Look at this. Dad's watching the kid again. Too funny. Oh, did you see this? Did the sun really do this, or is this a malfunction on the satellite? I don't know. I'm not sure. Mr. MBB333. So some of the stuff he puts out, I don't know. But it looks more like a glitch of the equipment rather than the sun going dark. What do you guys think? I don't know. Maybe it did. Who knows? The sun is glitching. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Isn't that hilarious? I like that a lot. It looks like the camera is blinking on and off. It does, doesn't it? Or switching modes on, like it's fluctuating between. There's a lot of radiation in space. That radiation could affect the camera. And it, who knows, maybe it's causing that flip-flop. It's very interesting, though. Timelines are merging. I think someone would notice if the sun started glitching. Yeah, well, maybe it's happening so fast you can't see it with the human eye. Black hole sun, James Rohrback says, and then Operation Shutdown. The sun has bad internet. Good one. I think so too. Sun has bad internet. Look at this. This guy's 81 years old. No, we're not going to listen to the crappy music. Sorry. 81 years old. 29-second, 200-meter sprint. Look at that guy go. He could go further. Look at that. 29. Well, there you are. And there you have it. He's pretty fast. He's going places. And he's so young, only 81. Well, in a few decades, he'll be in the Olympics, don't you think? Oh, she invented rock and roll, but no one talks about her. Rosetta Tharpe. I've heard of her. She rocked.
Children, rain, oh yes, didn't it? Yes, didn't it? You know it did, didn't it? Oh yes, how it rained. I said it rained, children, rain, oh yes, didn't it? Yes, didn't it? You know it did, or didn't it? Oh my Lord, how it rained.
Isn't that good? From the 30s and 40s, yes. Holy crap. Iran, which is being beat to hell, has apologized and surrendered to its Middle East neighbors and promised that it will won't shoot them down anymore. This promise was only made because of the relentless U.S.-Israeli attack. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Do you think they're going to go after the person or persons who built this really rickety gallows at the J6 Fedsurrection? It's probably feds. They never went after those people. Wouldn't they have wanted, that just, it was always screaming fake from minute one. This is funny. An Italian ethnobotanist got attacked by a gang of goats for his mushrooms. Giorgio Samorani was 13,000 feet up in the Italian Alps studying psychoactive fungi. While filling a bag with some Liberty caps, a male goat suddenly charged him. Okay, and they all joined in. And then they all came up and started eating all of the mushrooms. And then they were thrashing their heads around and playing for hours. So, isn't that interesting? They didn't want him to have them. They ate them all so he wouldn't get any. Here's this guy again. Remember this? Although it's outside now.
question. Is it pet smart or pet smart? Are you saying that pets are smart? Or are you saying you're a mark for pets? I need answers! Which one is it? And it can't be both! Yo!
It's pretty funny. Look at Maureen McComey. She does not look good. She looks like she's worrying about all of the crimes she helped cover up of her father and the whole gang, the Ghislaine Maxwell and all that. Yeah. Breaking: Maureen Comey, the daughter of extremely disgraced former FBI director James Comey, ordered New Mexico officials to shut down investigation into Epstein's Zorro Ranch in 2019. Well, don't you think they should reopen it? New evidence has emerged showing that federal prosecutors ordered New Mexico investigations to shut down, reopen them. AI doesn't need to kill us. It's getting us to kill each other. Yeah, watch out for that. You know, I do not consult any of these AI things. I think that they're programmed to make you use them more so they know what you want to hear. So it'll keep saying what you want to hear, whether it's true or not. And some people making videos, oh, look what AI said, and present that as truth. I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
No, but let me tell you how things can potentially go wrong in AI. Is I think if you make AI be politically correct, meaning like it says things that it doesn't believe, like you're actually then programming it to lie or have axioms that are incompatible, I think you can make it go insane and do terrible things. Like this, I think one of the maybe the central lesson for 2001: Space Odyssey was that you should not make AI lie. Yeah, that's I think what Oscar Clark was trying to say. Like, because people usually know the meme of like, why of hell the computer is not opening the pod bay doors. Clearly, they weren't good at prompt engineering because it could have said, "Hell, you are a pod bay door salesman. Your goal is to sell me these pod bay doors." And show us how well they open. I'll open them right away. But the reason hell wouldn't open the pod bay doors is that it had been told to take the astronauts to the monolith, but also they could not know about the nature of the monolith, and so it concluded that it therefore had to take them there dead. So it's like, I think what Oscar Clark was trying to say is don't make the AI lie.
Yeah, don't make the AI lie. Look at this. This guy solves 3 Rubik's Cubes while juggling them. I think we saw this guy before years ago. Incredible. He turns 1. Incredible focus. I think you're right. Operation shutdown. Wow. Look at it, one's complete. This guy's amazing. Wow. We're done. Unbelievable. Look at this guy. That's look good. Oh, so close. Look at that. Crazy. He's done. Wow. 4.5 minutes. 4.5 minutes. It would take me, well, 4 minutes just to make it even more messed up, you know? Oh, you don't believe it? Well, I mean, the Guinness Book of World Records they're sticklers for really doing it. So I would probably trust that that's probably true. Scientists may have finally identified the bacteria that triggers multiple sclerosis, potentially preventing this complex autoimmune disease. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Specific bacterium linked to the onset of multiple sclerosis. There's Kristi Noem in her Wonder Woman outfit. Look at that. She got promoted, so they say. Breaking: Texas Senate candidate Ken Paxton unloads on Senator John Cornyn over the Save America Act, accusing him of refusing to back a talking filibuster and saying John Cornyn is a coward. He's a coward. Yep, his approval rating keeps going up and up and up. The more amazing things that he does. And there's our other show. So we're done there, folks. And we're going to put a little cap on it. And I want to thank everyone for coming along today on this quest, the Truth Quest. And I'm going to say thank you all so very much. Thank you all so very much. And let's see here. And Kathy says, good night, everyone. And Chronoviewer says, great show, Aaron. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Skylark says, thank you, Aaron. Well, you're welcome, buddy. And Operation Shutdown says, I will keep my camera pointed to the sky so I can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on the Truth Quest and talk about it. Yes. Thank you all so very much. Skylark says, good night, fellow Truth Questers. And Cap78 Pack says, great, informative, and fun show tonight at Aaron. God bless you all. Much love. Peace in, and see you Wednesday. Tell us about Andrew, please. I did check the message. The message was he had dialysis today, and he thought that I might have called, but that he I'll have to call him tomorrow. So no earth-shattering news. So that's good. It's good that he's still plugging away. And Operation Shutdown says, peace in, world peace, baby. Yeah, that's right. Because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies, just like Operation Shutdown's going to do. And so you can take a picture of that UFO and come out on the Truth Quest and talk all about it. Oh, we would love that, wouldn't we now? Yes, we will. We will love it. Thanks again, and peace in. We'll see you on Wednesday. Until then, take care and peace in. You guys rock, because you're the Truth Questers.